What's up, savages, and welcome to my how to improve your aiming in Apex Legends tutorial so you can stop getting carried the whole game and actually be of help to your squad and win more games. Some people are just a natural at this game. They just jump on and automatically start knocking people down and doing very well. But for the most part, not everybody's a savage out there. Not everybody is really good at every game. So, this game's fun. It's fun to play with your friends, and if you're looking to get better, this is what you want to watch. I'm not the best at this game myself at Apex, but I have improved a lot since I started playing, and it's because I've been hitting the practice arena and I've been running some drills that have helped me a lot in my aiming and my tracking. It's on my game overall. I will show you what kind of drills you will have to practice so you can too improve at this game and get better at it. So guys, this is VeNeR-Dos from VeNeR-Dos Gaming, and if you find some valuable information in here and helpful information, leave a comment and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for future content. Alright guys, so what I like to do is once I make it here to this point of the training, I like to stay here. I don't like to keep going because then I'll lose Bloodhound, and I like to use Bloodhound as a target practice dummy too. And that's going to help you a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is I usually come here and pick 301 and R99 because I can use the 301 in single fire. And R99 is, it shoots very fast and unloads pretty fast. So it's also a little bit unstable to use, so it kind of helps me learn how to control my shooting. The first drill that I'd like to do is I like to come here and I like to you aim down sights right here. And then I'll start shooting my targets one at a time, and every time I shoot a target, I go back to the center. Then I go for the next target, go back to the center. Third target, go back to the center. Doing this, start slow. Don't try to, be super fast if you're not used to it. You can start out slow. It's all about creating muscle memory. So, just take it slow. Make sure you line your targets every time. If you can aim for the head, aim for the head. If you want to aim for center mass, you hit center mass. It doesn't really matter. Now, excuse that sound I'm getting. I don't know why it sounds like I'm being burned by a termite grenade. I tried restarting my game and my application and my system, and it just does not go away. It must be some kind of glitch. So yeah, I do this repeatedly a few times. I go back to center every time. Now what this drill is doing is kind of helping you engage targets at different distances. We play a game where it's a teams of three, so usually when you run into one target, you're running into three opposing teammates. So, 2 to 1. Every time you shoot, target, go back to the middle. Now you can do this on the left side only. Do this a few times. Take 5 minutes on one side, and then do 5 minutes on the right side. And you're gonna notice and realize that as you do this, going left side might be easier than going right side, or maybe vice versa. Maybe going to the right side is easier for you than going to the left side. I know for me it's easier to go to the right side, and it can be different for everybody. Also, the sensitivity you're using might play a role in here. I know that when I started doing this, I was using sensitivity 5, and I had a really hard time getting my sights on target. So I did some research, and I found out that some of the good players out there actually don't use high sensitivity. They use lower sensitivity. So slowly I started going down to 4, and then 3, and then right now I'm at sensitivity 2. And I'll show you my settings here. Some people laugh at me and say, low seems a little bit slow. It feels like it's taking me weeks to turn around with myself, where I am gonna be looking at my target most of the time. I try to have a lot of situation awareness when it comes to fighting. My current response is a linear, and my look dead zones are small. Again, everybody's different. I'm not telling you to change it. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and if you won't, you might want to try it. I know this helped me a lot. After practicing a little bit, and as you practice these drills, fall back a little bit, create some distance between you and the targets, because out of the territories, you're always going to engage targets at different distances. All right, guys, that was pretty good. Now, the next thing I like to do is, out in the territories when you're fighting squads, these targets might stay stationary here, and it's, kind of fun to just knock them down every time. But this is like boxing, you're out there hitting the bag, and you hit the bag, and you hit the bag, and you become an expert at hitting the bag. But when you come into a fight, the enemy is not going to stay still like a bag. I call, and what most people call, tracking. So, here from the same distance, you want to track your target. So what you're going to do, you're going to aim at your target, you're going to put your 301 in single fire, and you're just going to follow it. Now, first, you don't have to shoot, just follow it. And you can see that there's a cross inside the target. What you want to do is, if it's moving right, you want to be on the right side of that cross. The cross to me represents the target, and me aiming in front of it represents the adjustment I have to do for the target moving, so my bullet can land on the target. Because if I was to shoot at my target while it moves and aiming straight at the target, my bullets are going to be falling behind. They're not going to hit my target. So I like to stay in front of it. And don't shoot, just practice. Just practice moving your right stick. Just get that muscle memory down. Do this for 5 minutes. Just practice that. Stay on it. No shooting necessary. And again, get in front of the target. Think of it as that target is moving, is running, and you must compensate for that distance. Just track it. I know it sounds boring. I know it's, it's just the target moving. I'm not even shooting, but believe me, this will help you a lot. Just practice this. And you're gonna notice that as you do this, you're gonna start feeling some burning on your fingers, on your hand. on your muscles in your hand. And that is what you want. You want to create that muscle memory. After you feel comfortable, put your handgun or 301 or whatever you're using on single fire, if it's got single fire, and start putting some target, some shots to it. And what this is doing, you squeeze the trigger. So what you're doing here is training your hand and your finger to only do a movement of squeezing the trigger, so that when the target is moving and you're trying to shoot, you're pulling the trigger or squeezing the trigger. It's not changing your hand movement. It's not moving your controller around. It's not messing with your other settings, with your other movements. And as you reload, try to still track it after you hit. Now once you feel comfortable doing this, create some distance. Again, I don't know why this termite sound is in there like it's hurting me. Oh, I got 7 rounds left. So just create some distance and do the same thing. Track your target, get in front of it. And again, guys, I'm not the best. I'm not the best at this game. I started being pretty shitty actually, but little by little I've gotten a lot better, and it has to do a lot with the time I spend in here. I'm still improving, I'm still getting better, but these drills will definitely help you. I promise you that. If you put in the time, if you put in the effort, and you come in here and warm up 15-20 minutes before you jump into a game, you will definitely see the difference. And after you practice a long distance, go up close. I usually come here. And these are going to be moving a little bit faster because you're closer. And track. Just practice tracking. That's all you got to do. And that is how you will get better at tracking, guys. Just track these targets at different distances. Spend 5 times at 3 different distances. It should help you a lot. So now I'm gonna go get some ammo. Alright guys, so the next drill I like to run is, I like to use my R99 for this, because I usually like to keep fast shooting weapons in my inventory, so I can, for close range situations. So I like to use a Bloodhound here. Thank you Bloodhound for being my shooting dummy. So what I like to do is, I like to use my sights there, and I like to do a rainbow movement here, and just keep my sights on them. Keep my sights on them, left and right, kind of doing like a rainbow here, rainbow movement. Keep my sights on him as I do this. Now just do this until you start feeling comfortable with it, until you can keep those sights on him. And just keep doing this. If you want to get closer, you can get closer. It's definitely going to change the feel of it. Just keep doing this. And as you get comfortable, start creating some distance. create some distance between you and him. Remember, every target you engage would be at different distances, and just keep that target on him. Just keep doing this. You're gonna feel that burn in your muscles in your hands. Believe me, you will. And that is what you want. You want to create that muscle memory. So when you're out there in the territories, and you've been practicing this for weeks, for months, you automatically gonna know what to do. Your muscles are gonna be ready, and you're gonna start to get better. You can keep those sights on them as best as you can. I know it's hard. Keep those sights on them. And usually, when I'm fighting people at this close distance, I'm using my hip most of the time. You know, this game has great hip fire, and I like to use it and abuse it. You wanna aim down sights, aim for the head. The next drill I like to run, it's I just kind of like to come up here, have a broad view of my targets, and I just stop on the left, start shooting at different targets, different ranges, moving targets. You know, just do this for a little bit. Do some tracking. Farther targets are obviously hard to track, so you know, practice on that. And you know, these are the weapons I like to use in here. Sometimes I switch weapons. You know, I wish I could use attachments so I can practice my favorite settings, but my favorite setups. But you know, practice different guns. You know, use heavy weapons. You know, get used to all the weapons in here. You know, it's kind of hard to run into a game and start, you know, pick up a weapon you never use and have no idea what the recoil is like, what the movement is like, you know, what it's like to aim down sights, you know, what the spacing of time between bullets it is, like for example the wingman. One more thing I like to do, I like to come in, I'm in here and just run around like crazy. I came at 301, just run around like crazy, been jumping, and I like to jump over these things right here. And sometimes I slide, jump, and just run around with your weapon out, put it away, then jump, take it out as you jump. You know, do some shooting, jump, you know, reload as you jump. Get used to your controllers. The next thing I do is jump, and as I jump, as I'm on the jump, I look around and shoot a target. I choose a target of my liking. As I'm jumping, I do that decision as I'm jumping, and before I hit the floor, I want to start shooting at that target. So what I'm gonna do here, just as demonstration, I'm just gonna choose the middle targets. So I'm gonna jump and shoot at the middle target. Oh, that's why we practice, guys. Alright guys, the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is about an issue that I see a lot of players doing. And I've seen this issue back since Call of Duty. I don't know why people do this. It's a bad habit. Uh, if you do run into an enemy and you're staring at the floor, chances are that your reaction time on putting your target and your sights on that enemy is going to be diminished, and chances are you are going to lose that battle, because if they are good or better than you, or they know what they're doing, chances are they are not staring at the floor and they're ready to engage. And that's just a bad habit. And one thing that goes along with it is pieing the corners. If you don't know what pieing the corner means, it's just, okay, for example, I'm gonna use this corner here of this wall, and the corner of the wall represents the center of a pie or a pizza, whatever you want to think about it. And the corner, it's where all the slices converge, so that'll be the center. And if you on this side of this corner, and you know there's an enemy on that side of that corner, you don't want to run around that corner like a chicken with his head cut off. So what you're going to do is you're going to pie the corner. So like I say, the corner of that wall is the center of the pizza of the pie, and you're on the outside of it. And for this exercise, you're just going to pretend there's an enemy there. You know he's there. So what you're going to do is you're going to aim down the sights, and you're slowly going to move outside of that corner, and at the same time you're going to use your right stick to keep your sights around that corner, expecting that target to be there, expecting that target to come around. And you're going to move out, and we're moving one slice at a time. That's why it's called slicing a pie, or slicing the corner. And this is something you want to practice as much as you can. You can practice this with aiming down sights. You can practice this off the hip. Usually in this game, when I'm running around, and there's a lot of running around in this game, if I know there's no danger around, I just run around without a weapon. But that doesn't stop me from pieing my corners. I'm always practicing. So if I'm coming around without a weapon, not using a weapon, I'm always pieing my corners. I'm always expecting the next target to be around that corner. And if I know there's danger around, I pull my weapon out and I run around with my weapon out, even though it slows me down a little bit. So I run around pieing, and vice versa. If you're not using the right technique, if you're not pieing that corner and he is, chances are that he's going to have to drop on you, and he's going to knock down your shield, and you're most likely going to lose that battle. Now in this game, I've noticed when I play with randoms, a lot of people have what I call loot lust, and people spend a lot of time looting. They want to get the best backpack, they want to get the best mags, the best weapon, the best stabilizers, the best stocks. And you know, what you want to do is you just want to find yourself a good gun, a good shield. It doesn't have to be a good shield, doesn't have to be a good gun actually, just a gun and a shield. And as soon as you have a gun and a shield, you want to regroup with your squad mates right away. This game is about teamwork and numbers equal success. You don't want to be caught out by your own. The thing you want to do is as soon as you drop and you have a weapon and a shield, regroup and start chasing down kills. You hear a gunshot somewhere in the distance, you want to run towards that gunshot right away. You want to practice as much as you can in this game. You want to practice kills, go after kills. You want to engage in every fight that you could possibly can. You don't want to be out there looting the whole game Because what's going to happen is you're going to spend the whole game looting, getting prepared by finding the best weapons, the best equipment, and then you're going to run into a squad who has just knocked down 5 squads, and they're already warmed up, they're already ready for the next fight, and you have not shot a single bullet. What's going to happen is you are cutting down on your practice time, and you are going to get torn to pieces in this game. So what you want to do is you want to engage in every single fight you can possibly get, and get some training time under your belt. They're not practicing. At the end of the day, it's all about your skills, your shooting skills in this game. So stop lusting over loot and go chase down some gunshots.